Welcome to BuffaloWriter.com. J.D. Salinger died last week. It's 91. Too bad. Salinger wrote this book, Catcher in the Rye. Was an early literary hero of mine. Back in the old days, the University of Buffalo, when I was just starting out as a writer and feeling my way along the usual way, one step forward, two steps backward. Salinger was a little bit of a nut, more than a little bit. He was a total recluse, but a great writer. And this book, published in 1951, is still in print. It's been through 40 or 50 editions and sold 61 million copies. Now, all writers share one thing in common, and that one thing is they want to be read. And they want to be read by the widest possible audience. And any writer who insists otherwise is lying. Okay? He's either lying or he's highly delusional. So, how does a novel about a 16-year-old misfit just been kicked out of his third straight private school stick around for 59 years to sell 61 million copies of the book? And the answer to that question is because it's funny. It's hilarious. And also, there's a charm to this book. There's an enormous charm. And there's a voice. The great writers all have a voice. And something about that voice that seduces the reader into reading the book. And once the reader is reading, to keep the reader reading the book. Okay? Because, as somebody has said, that's writing. The reader reading. Turning the page. Okay? So, I want to read a couple of excerpts from the book. Stradlater said he was borrowing Ed Banky's car to take Jane out. Banky was the basketball coach at Pensive. Stradlater was one of his pets because he was the center for the team. It wasn't allowed for students to borrow faculty guys' cars, but all the athletic bastards stuck together. In every school I've gone to, all the athletic bastards stick together. I had to visit old man Spencer, my history teacher. It was Christmas vacation. He knew I got kicked out. Wasn't coming back. He had a cold and there were pills and medicine all over the place. Everything smelled like Vicks nose drops. It was pretty depressing. I'm not too crazy about sick people. Old Spencer had on this very sad, ratty old bathrobe. He was probably born in or something. Jesus. He had this bumpy old chest showing and these white, unhairy legs. But it's funny. He still got a bang out of things, old Spencer. He liked to show me this Navajo blanket. Him and Mrs. Spencer bought from some Indian, Yellowstone Park. Got a terrific bang out of that blanket. Sometimes you take someone old as hell, like Mr. Spencer, and they get a bang out of buying a blanket. I'll do one more. Once you get started, it's hard to stop. And I couldn't tell for sure, but I thought she might be a prostitute. I figured this could be my big chance in a way. Figured if she was a prostitute, I could get in some practice on her in case I ever get married or something. I worry about that stuff sometimes. I had to read this book at Houghton School. Had this very sophisticated sex guy in it, Monsieur Blanchard. This guy was pretty good. He had a big chateau on the Riviera. All he did in his spare time was beat women off with a club. I remember this one part where he said, a woman's body is like a violin that takes a terrific musician to play it just right. It was very corny, I realized that, but I couldn't get that violin stuff out of my mind. Well, that's the book. Open a 20-page, read 3 sentences, and you'll be sucked in to the world of Holden Caulfield, 16 years old, a total misfit, perverse, pathetic, embarrassing, sly, cunning, manic, you name it. But funny. Most of all, funny. And funny is always at a premium. Okay. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in a couple of weeks.